My name is Jeff Todahl. I'm a faculty member in the College of Education, and I've been working much of my adult life to try and reduce violence, as have many of you. And there are many people to thank for this event. And first I want to thank you. And I know actually many of the people in this room, and many of you have worked much of your adult lives to try and reduce violence. Some of you are here for professional reasons, and some of us are here for very, very personal reasons. This event is in the context of the College of Education's Next 100 Years series. And so the College of Education is thinking about what will we be like in terms of the education we provide our youth and children in 100 years. Today, though, we're going to think about what do we need to do to reduce child abuse and child maltreatment 90% by 2030. So we've shortened the timeline. I want to thank Linda Mears and Kate Feeney, Wade Christensen, Jeff Woodbury, and Hillary Nadeau for your help, all College of Education support staff. And I want to thank the Couples and Family Therapy graduate students for your involvement and as volunteers toward this event. I also would like to thank Megan Schultz. Megan, where are you?
I'm way back here.
Oh, okay. Megan Schultz has been very involved in thinking through this event. And Alicia Hayes here. Thank you, Alicia, so much for being involved in your thinking toward this event. And also Susan Hare, who's here in the front. So thanks so much, Susan. We've worked together to try to make this event meaningful. I want to also thank our panelists and our respondents, and we'll hear from them in just a moment. I'd like to dedicate this event to the loving memory of Andrea Wiggins. So today we are doing a very difficult thing. We're going to give direct and frank attention to abuse and violence in our community. And although we will focus on prevention and reduction of violence, this concurrently points to the fact that many people are still being abused, including many of our children. So this is not at all an easy conversation to have. It's painful for many of us, and this conversation can be overwhelming. The easiest thing to do is to turn away. And as I mentioned, we've come to this conversation today for our own reasons. Some, again, professional, some personal, and for many of us, it's a combination of both. And although our reasons for being here are varied, we can share one goal. We can agree as a community to do the hard work of pooling our thinking and coordinating our efforts toward a dramatic reduction of child abuse, child neglect, and child exposure to domestic violence. We can do that. Today, I ask you to direct your attention just for today, to only this immediate community, to think about Eugene and Springfield and our surrounding community. Not the entire planet and the trouble with violence on the entire planet, not the United States, not Oregon, but for today, just Eugene and Springfield. A summer ago, the Trauma Healing Project, a unique local organization led by survivors of violence, conducted a random digit telephone survey. And it was a survey of Eugene and Springfield residents only. And I was a member of that research team and continue to be. It's a unique research team, again, led by survivors of violence. 351 randomly selected Eugene and Springfield survivors of abuse spoke with us. We asked them a little bit about their abuse, but we instead centered our attention on how did people respond? How did people respond in relation to the abuse? Both at the time of their abuse and beyond. And most people had been abused first very early in their lives, which is true, it seems to be nationally. 47.9% of Eugene Springfield residents who participated in this study were first abused before the age of 6. 20.5% were first abused between the ages of 7 and 12. And a full 77% were abused prior to age 18. Most had experienced many different types of abuse. Participants were also asked, when you first experienced abuse or violence, how often did anyone try to help or protect you? How often did anyone try to help or protect you? And the response options were never, sometimes, rarely, and often. And 47.6% said never. No one ever tried to help me, at least to their memory, at the time of their abuse. 19.4% reported they were rarely helped. 11.7% said they were helped often. This is for me, and I think probably for many of you, this is a call to action. And we know what to do. We have good ideas about what to do, about how to reduce violence in this community. And in saying that, I don't mean that it's already scripted, it's all figured out, and the plan is in place. What I mean is, we know what to do. It is a collective effort. I trust that we can tap the knowledge in this community, and by tapping that collective knowledge and wisdom and applying it much more intentionally, we can reduce violence dramatically. No community has yet done it. This community can. This event is being thought of as an advisory. And I've taught a course, the prevention of interpersonal violence at the U of O for several years. And it's been a traditional course, largely, where the instructor is at the center of the course. I share my thinking, students weigh in. And I want to do it differently now. I want to change that so that the community is at the center of the course, not the instructor. And I have a syllabus that's right now blank. It's a course that happens in March, April, May of this year. The syllabus is blank. And it will be informed by this event today. It'll be written today. And what you say, and those who aren't here can weigh in also. It's being recorded. It'll be on a website. And we want to listen carefully to what people are saying we ought to be doing. And you will direct the content of that course. Here's the question for our panelists and respondents. It is 2030, and based on our February 5th, 2011 baseline rates, we have achieved a 90% reduction in child maltreatment and IPV exposure in Eugene and Springfield. What have we done to achieve this? And in particular, what actions did we take and where did we most direct our attention to achieve it? What are the most important steps to take right now? I'd ask all of you to think about this from within your worldview, your area of expertise, and your knowledge of our community. Focus on the actions and attitudes by which we'll achieve 90 by 30, and where we must most place our attention to achieve it. And there's a second question for the panelists and respondents. What is the role of the University of Oregon toward achieving 90 by 30? Incredible resources at the University of Oregon. The U of O has not said, we need to be leading this effort. The U of O is not saying just yet that this ought to be part of our mission as an institution. But that's my personal goal as a faculty member here, that the U of O will take serious this effort. So today the panelists are being asked, and the respondents, to share their thinking about the role of an institution like the University of Oregon toward social change. Survivor Voices participants have a lot to say about how to approach these questions, and let me just say a couple of things about this. These are verbatim statements from our survivors in Eugene and Springfield. They said, "Know that violence can happen to anybody. Please believe me. Please believe that abuse exists. Believe that I'm not just making up stories. I didn't imagine it. It really did happen. Discharge your own despair. The most powerful thing you can do is listen. No interruptions, no sounds, just listen. Listen with an open mind. Listen and know that people are telling the truth, that these things happen. It happens to people that you would never imagine. So today is a day to listen. Do your best listening today. Listening can sometimes feel like not enough, and it may be the most important thing. So a bit about our format. So we have 7 panelists, and I'm so glad that we have these 7 panelists. We could have had many, many, many more. So for practical reasons, we have 7. And it could be many of you in the audience might want to weigh in on this, and I hope you will. So we have 7 panelists who each will take 10 minutes, and I've had to have long conversations with a few of them that I mean 10 minutes. Yeah. 10 minutes. So they'll each go for 10 minutes. We're going to time that and stay to that. And then we'll take a 15-minute break, and our respondents will then take the place of the panelists. The panelists will sit back down, and they'll each take 3 minutes. And the respondents I've asked to either reflect on what the panelists say or to have their own statement, they can have, irrespective of what the panelists have said. So that's their choice. And then we'll ask audience members to ask questions or to make a comment. And that's our basic format. All right.